Hello, this is MAPIT, Make It Play with Tracy, and we are still in May Momentum. Very beautiful topic, and it's been fire from the onset. Not being alone here in the studio, I mean, the fire is coming right from this angle. We have Dr. Tayo in the building. So welcome, Dr. Tayo, once again.
Thank you very much, Tracy.
All right, it's been great having you on May Momentum. MAPIT is a special edition. Very awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
So just to wrap, the conversation we've had in the last 3 weeks, today we want to talk about breaking inertia. In fact, just about some seconds ago, we had to discuss offline to say, really, this inertia, what does it really mean? Sometimes grammar can confuse people. Inertia, it just speaks to the tendency to
a state of rest.
The state of rest and remain there. So it sounds like groove for some people in some scenarios. But hey, we're talking about visions, we're talking about goals, we're talking about efforts towards achieving those. I said you don't have any divine calling or target, and then you just remain there, and then life happens. But hey, we're here today to say, jump up and let's break that state, that tendency of doing nothing and being okay with it. So Dr. Tayo, over to you to tell us how exactly we should go about it.
Well, I think inertia is a physics concept, but let's break it down to every day. It simply means inaction.
Inaction.
Doing nothing.
Doing nothing.
And being comfortable at nothing.
I feel like saying God forbid.
But the talk of today is about movement. So it's about movement towards a direction. It's terrible for someone who acknowledges a direction but remains at the same position. Direction means it's not where we are. It's still somewhere distant, and we need to get there. The only gap between where we are and where we're going is movement and continuous movement.
Momentum.
So, inertia is an enemy to someone who is going somewhere. It's an enemy to someone who has a direction.
True.
Now, how do we break inertia for the sake of momentum? The first step is this: get started.
Get started.
You just need to start. It doesn't need to look like it. It doesn't need to be perfect, but you just need to start. Yeah. I'll revert back to my story, but let me run through this. When you get started, the next thing is to identify your strengths and weaknesses.
Okay.
It is important.
Like SWOT analysis.
Exactly.
The strengths, weaknesses, opportunities,
strengths and weaknesses. Do not be discouraged by your weaknesses. Okay. Exploit and capitalize your strength.
Okay.
And while at it, you're still moving.
Absolutely.
While at it, quickly brush up on your weaknesses.
Wow.
Then the next thing, improve, keep improving, remain consistent, then know when to change gear.
That sounds like,
when you have this done, you will get to that direction.
Sounds like a masterclass tip.
And it's so simple. Now, you say, how do I achieve this? I have just a dream. I do not have a platform. My dream is so big. I mentioned it last week, that look for someone else's platform. Look for other people. Be a volunteer.
Yeah.
Just join. Call it apprenticeship. Don't even claim you know anything. But the only thing you have is passion and interest. Yeah. Volunteer yourself to someone's service, someone who may invariably validate your strength. Put in your strength. Even though it's not adding up to you, it's not
at the moment.
But remember the principle of movement, and to keep moving, you cannot afford to stay at a point of rest. Whoever stays at the point of rest is far from where he's going. If you must get closer, you must be doing something. Whatever good platform that serves that purpose, get moving. Get going. While on it, expend your strengths so much. Don't let it look as if you're being used. Use it. It will never finish, because the passion is an indication to something more and endless. Improve on your weakness. Improve and get consistent. Remain on it. When you realize, you will know when it's time to engage gear. When you drive and you move on, you cannot remain on gear 1. Else the sound will change. The car will become uncomfortable.
Yeah.
You will know when to move to gear 2. So that time will just be there, that you will leave that platform and jump on your own. Yeah. That is when momentum can serve for fulfillment.
That is deep. That is really, really deep. And I think so much, there's no need recapping.
Yes.
But get started.
Get started.
Get started. Keep going.
Keep going.
Be consistent.
Identify your strengths and weaknesses.
Work on your weaknesses.
And capitalize on your strength.
Wow.
Remain consistent.
And I like the part where you say, nobody will tell you when it's time to shift.
You will engage.
You will engage.
I don't want to fill you up again with my story. I was in UST looking frustrated. I just have to get started with student Christian movement.
Drama group.
Then I rose to becoming the drama coordinator. And by that, I realized when someone else comes in, I won't be able to express myself perhaps sufficiently.
Yeah, absolutely.
Then I need to change gear and started with the priesthood.
That shit is really important.
Very important.
And that's why we're having this session. It's a main momentum. So perhaps you spent the whole time of the year reflecting, drafting, planning. That's okay. Strategizing, but it's now important that you put some action and get started. And
it is movement.
You need to start.
You can't just warm the car.
You need
I
to
just
start.
leave it there.
You
This
need to
car
move.
must move in a certain direction.
Thank you so much, Dr. Tayo. I
It's
don't
my
know
pleasure.
how else to appreciate you. I think this has been the most exciting so far on MAPIT. This is Make It Play with Tracy. And then, of course, continue to have fun with us. We'll continue to reach out to you and watch out for the wrap edition next week. We're going to be having a wrap of May Momentum. I think there was no other person that would have been apt and fit to deliver this. But the energy is so much in the room, and I feel like flying. So thank you once again. But just before I go, permit me to do this. It's a little box.
Oh.
Why can't I? We already talked about my book last week.
Okay.
So this is a copy for you.
Thank you
Just
so much.
so I have a lot of stories in there.
I'll take time to read
Yeah, and
this.
then in addition, I have this little token from the MAPIT crew.
Oh.
It says May Momentum on MAPIT with Dr. T. So thank you so much.
Thank you. This is so personalized.
Very
I'll keep
personalized.
this in my office. If you make a coffee, you take it from
And
me.
it's so nice. So
Thank you so
I
much.
hope you find it interesting,
Yeah,
and
this is good.
we look forward to having you in the near future again.
Pleasure.
So very warm regards, and thank you once
Thank
again.
you. Thank
Catch you, and thanks. Bye everyone.
Bye.
Bye.